Okay, hello everybody. Let's go ahead and get started. I will be co-hosting today with Chris, since Heather is otherwise occupied, but I promise to do just as good of a job as she normally does. So we've got a couple things to talk about today. The first thing is our submitted questions. We had a question about creating accessible dashboards that comply with the WGA 2.1 criteria. And then Chris and I have also been working on a dashboard that's got some Thanksgiving side dish fun that will be sharing some cool tips and tricks with you guys using that dashboard. Before we get started, if anybody has any other questions or topics they'd like us to cover, feel free to drop those in the chat and we will answer those on the fly. But for our first question, talking about creating accessible dashboards that comply with WGA 2.1 criteria, I've got a few knowledge-based articles that I've pulled some information from that I'll also share with you guys at the end of the call. And then I'll hand things over to Chris for him to demo some of these best practices in action. So one of the most important things we're going to want to be doing is simplifying complex views, aggregating data wherever possible to minimize cognitive overload. We want to be using some of these accessibility add-ons that Tableau has where you can add alternative text, add descriptive alt text for visualizations for screen readers. One of the most important things to be thinking about when creating your dashboards is to use color thoughtfully. This applies everywhere, not just when creating dashboards that are WGA 2.1 compliant. You want to avoid relying solely on color to convey meaning. You want to maybe pair with shapes or labels for distinction. And Tableau has some great color palettes that Chris will show in just a few minutes. So you can see that in action. And then another piece that's important to consider, fonts and titles, increasing font sizes and making sure that you're using meaningful titles, captions, and legend labels that quickly provide context for people. And some of the accessibility features and tools that Tableau has built in is keyboard navigation. This will enhance capabilities for navigating visualizations, including text tables, linear charts, and marks. They've got assistive technology support. This will help provide features like the alternative text, descriptive titles, and captions to improve understandings for users with disabilities. And color and contrast. They have high contrast palettes and the ability to enhance color accessibility through the colorblind palette and additional shape differentiators. So important that you have a high contrast with your colors in your dashboard so that they pop off the page. You want that to be very easily to see. So Chris, I'll stop sharing and pass over to you for some kind of demonstrations of that.
Okay. So yeah, so one that so I'll show you a couple things and I'll try to find should have looked for this earlier that let's see, let's just open up a new window here. And so one of the things that we do quite often is like I kind of get sick of the blue and orange color palettes. I know that Tableau has those out there for you to use. Because that's probably the most thing is building dashboards that are like a color blind. So you don't have to worry about that. So what we do a lot of times, I'll just go to our server. Of course, not going the right spot. Man, this is why this is live because it's not scripted. Obviously, you're on the wrong spot. Okay. So we have a lot of things. Let's go to let's need sales, and we got some demo things. Here we go. Here's actually one we've built before that takes it and says, okay, So if you talk to anybody, they're like, oh, well, you can't use red and green because of that. But the reason why I like using red and green is because they're actually emotional colors. And so someone who can see red and green, this is actually really good for them. So the same reason why you don't get rid of all the stairs because there's somebody who has to use some different method is the same reason why I don't want to get rid of it. So what we build in a lot of times just the ability to actually change the whole palette. So that way I can switch out to this colorblind model if I want to. So you can always do those type of things, and how you do that is just literally setting up two different fields that you just swap the colors on. I think now Tableau's even made this easier. This was built like I don't know many years ago, but now with the ability to have the I'll just pull this dashboard up. The ability to have this visibility value that would make it really easy to do that. If you don't know how that works, I'll just show you. Like so, for example, if I wanted to have a colorblind versus this orange one, so I'll just make this one. I'll just use a colorblind palette here. Wherever there it is. So I don't have enough colors, but I can show you that anyway. Oh, and I'll show you something in a minute too about how to do this. So survey says 2. So survey says 2. Now it goes on. Oh, I guess I can change it all. Should have done it that way. Back up. This is where it's important to think it through a little bit. So I'm coloring on the side dish. So I would need to have a duplicate field to color on something different, right? So now this one's going to color on that. I'll just leave it as that. So this doesn't change my main dashboard. It leaves it how it is. But now I have another actually view. So what I could do is I could say, hey, I want to have a colorblind option. And let's say that this was it. All I would do is create a parameter. That's this, we'll call it color. And I make it a Boolean. And for the true, I have it be colorblind. And for the false, I have it be emotional colors. Okay. So now, and I may have done this backwards, but we'll see. So now what I could do is I could pull in this same thing, and I want to put it right on top of it. I want to be the exact same size and all things. Okay. And may have done it backwards, but we'll see. So I'm going to put it right on top here. And try to get it pretty much lined up. There we go. Okay. So it's right on actually top of it. And then what I could do is I go into the layout and I see I want to control the visibility of this one. So if I have colorblind on, it's going to show. So now I'll just show my parameter. Okay, so I'll let that be up here. And so I'll do one more thing too. I'm going to grab this background, and I'm going to duplicate it, copy and paste. So now I have a copy of that. So I want to bring this guy to the front. This is my, I'm sure I'm getting the right one. Yeah. This is my survey 2. So I want to bring this one to the front. So that comes on top. Floating order, bring to front. Okay. So now that's in front. And I want to put this one goes in the same spot. So 0, 0. So now, now that one shows up. So I do the same thing with this piece. I assign this one to colorblind. Okay, so now all I've done is I have, oops, I forgot one thing. I forgot to put my parameter on the top. So this needs to come to the top, bring the front. So now if I was to choose, we'll do a single value list and we'll get rid of the title. We don't really need that. So let's just say I had this up here. So now I could switch between emotional colors very easily and then colorblind, because I'm basically, I don't really change out the dashboard. The dashboard stays there. I'm just bringing these to the front. So now I'm actually hovering that over. So if I want to have a different palette or a different experience, I could always actually do that just by that measure. And this same thing should come to the front as well. So this is another good reason to use actually floating versus tiled. So you can't really do this well in like tiled. It really helps to do a kind of a floating matter. So there's that. The other thing that we found out is, and I don't know where the example workbook is of this. The other compliant piece that is really hard to do, and I found a way to do it, is so so when you have to have some sort of screen reader, um, it's not going to read the actual data. It's not going to go down your graph and read everything. It's just going to tell you really the actually title of every graph. So the hack that I came up with is to take your title and to, like, let's just say this was, survey says, okay. And then I'll just make it black so we can see everything for a second. So survey says, then I could write calculations and formulas, and I could write anything I wanted to in here. And I could make this thing be something, and then I'll make this down to, I think the lowest size you can go is 6. So I keep the font down super low, and then I make it the same actually color as the whole background. In this case, it'll be a black or something like that. So when the screen reader hits this view, so the person who has sight can see survey says, but the screen reader will read all that text. So that's been the best way I've done it. So what I did was I would like write calculations to give me the top 5 of everything, and then I would put that in the actual title of the worksheet. So that way that captured the whole like a screen reader. Let me just pause there. I kind of gave you guys a lot, and see what you think. If you have any questions about that. No questions. All right.
That's cool. I didn't know that about the screen reader thing, and that's a cool little hack right there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. Does that cover that topic pretty well, you think?
I think so. Angie, I know that was your question. And if you don't have to come off mute if you want to put in the chat, if there's any other follow-ups you've got.
Um, no, I think that answers actually that hack that you just showed. We already do that. Um,
Smart.
here, the problem being is sometimes our data doesn't when you're interacting with it, sometimes we have, suppressed data because of the number being too small. And so then we have nothing in that interactive hack that you just showed, putting that in the title. And so then when somebody does, using a screen reader come across there, like it's reading it, but it's confusing because there's no data there for it to read.
Yeah, I think you'd have to make those like formulas smart so
Yeah.
that never happened. So if it does have suppressed because it's too small, you say, oh, this number is too small, or it's below X, so we're not going to show,
Yeah.
right? So I think just to take that formula and just make it kind of smarter.
Sure.
So
So I'm thinking like that's what a calculation, another form of a creative.
you got
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. Calculated field. Okay.
Yep. And then with the actually colors, I was going to show this really quick. This is something we're kind of working on. I don't know if you guys do you guys ever trying to do like a custom IQ palettes in like Tableau? You ever trying to do that? You know what I'm talking about?
Hmm.
Talking about like Tableau has all these palettes here that they ship like with it. If I go into any of my colors. So you get the list of palettes, right? Well, coming down to this lightning watermelon is all they do by default. But you can add on as many as you want, right? Do you guys ever add on any palettes that are custom for you? No. Well, if you did, the way Tableau has you do it is there's like preferences file, and you have to know how to write the XML. You got to get the right hex codes for all your colors. So it's kind of this pain. So we've been working on this product. I just wanted to see what you guys thought actually about it. I'm gonna try to pull it up here really quick just to see. It is we're trying to make an easy way to manage your actually palettes for you and to be able to create new ones. So we call this, hopefully it jumps in the same screen. Yeah, it did. We call this the Tableau Advanced Color Organizer, or TACO. So basically what you do is you actually pull in your whole preferences file. Let's say I pull in this one, and then we load it in here for you. So we have some set palettes that we can give you, like let's say you wanted to have this forest to berry palette, so I can generate that. If this wasn't big enough for you and you want a color the color that's in between these two, you can just click it and it's going to figure out what that color would actually be. And then you could save this as actually new. So forest to berry, and then you just save this down, and that actually writes all the actually code for you. So you don't have to do anything. Is that something that you guys think would be handy, or is that kind of something that you wouldn't even use? Give me a 1 or a 2 thumbs up. You like it? Okay.
Well, yeah.
All right. Cool. Yeah. So anyway, that kind of goes along with the with the color things. A lot of times we need a little bit more colors, and I hate having to go figure out what's next in the list. Like give me kind of a gradient, or give me something, but I need more. And Tableau doesn't have them always built in the way you would need. So, all right. Do we have more questions?
The next thing we've got is our Thanksgiving side dish dashboard. So we did a little survey in our newsletter asking people what their favorite Thanksgiving side dish is, since side dishes tend to win Thanksgiving. So we've got our survey results over here on the left, and then we compiled some other kind of info about, these different sides to do a little dashboard demo for you guys. And
Something we knocked out kind of a quick. Just our typical dashboard. We like to, go find like another tip. We go find these backgrounds. So there's a site that we use all the time. I'll just show it to you. It's called Unsplash. So Unsplash is a free site. There are some paid things on here, but for the most part, you can find things for free. So we just go and like you'll recognize that one. So we just grab that image and threw that in the background of our dashboard. It makes it look nice and cool. So that's one of the, and then obviously we add a little bit of styling to it with the white, and then the whole containers and stuff. But yeah, we'll like to use those for sure. As far as this dashboard, nothing really crazy going on to it. The only thing we like to try to do something for every single holiday, and that way we can use this for any sort of questions you guys have. But it would just work the same way you would think normally. Hadn't even done any actions on this yet, or even really got it polished. As you see, there's a lot that's not even done yet with it. One of the things, Jordan, I want to add is if we have recipes for all these, I'd love to have to be able to have you be able to, hey, here's some like mac and cheese recipe. Here's your like things, and maybe we could even have the amounts of what we would need, so we could build a recipe right here. That'd be kind of cool.
Angie, to answer your question, the different colored, it's which, so like 7 different of the side dishes use butter.
Yeah.
And why are we seeing the null in there again? I thought I fixed that.
Yeah, I don't know. I might have.
Okay.
But there was a couple of things that I had written down actually for that we could try to do, on the fly.
Yeah.
Like for example, like you need, like for the calories, I did that so it was like per 1 cup serving.
I'll try to refresh the data. I can fix that, no problem. Sorry. May have fixed that. Well, that's in the ingredients, so that shouldn't be. I'm still right. I don't know.
Weird. And then show like a gold medal for classic stuffing because that won by a landslide.
Oh yeah. So there we go. That fixed them all.
Oh, perfect.
The data wasn't refreshed. Yeah, so we did that. How do we do that? We did that in the one for like Halloween. I forgot how we did that. We did a little pumpkin next to it, didn't we?
Yeah, we did do little pumpkin icons.
Let me see how that worked. I forgot. I'll pull up the Halloween one and go to columns and for then we did one. I think all we did was like a some sort of a rank, and then and what kind of icon did you want?
Like a gold medal.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see if we can figure that out. The other thing that you can do in Tableau that a lot of people don't know is you can use use like the emojis.
Yeah.
So I think that's how we did this one. I even use an emoji to do it. Show you how to do that. Oh, and this will be good because it's since I saved that preferences file, we'll see that I got a new color coming up in my palette that I made with the taco. So hopefully I saved that pumpkin. I know we did it. Let's see the pumpkin. Should be on. Yeah, I thought we did it. Well, anyway, let me just see if I can find the color palette. So if I look at color palettes, so now I have that forest actually berry, the one that I just actually made. So that's how that tool works. It just shows up right in that spot. So
Super cool.
yeah, super cool. All right, well, I don't know where my pumpkin went. Let me just try to do it from scratch. So I think how we did it was we said, okay, let's go into here. I want to have another field, create a calculated field that is, let's see, I want to go, let's do fixed on side dish. And I'm going to go count of responses. And I want to do, okay, so that's fixed on those. And then I'm going to do the max of that. So that should give me, I may have to do it twice actually, I think. Now I think about it. Fixed on all max of the side dishes. So if you don't know how this works, so this is going to give me the count of all the side dishes, and this is going to give me the maximum of all of those counts. So so this should give me max let's call it winner. Okay, so that's going to give me that. And so if I put that out here, just make it a number, let's just see. So discrete. So that should give me the same number throughout. So now I could say, I could now create another one that says create calculated field if winner equals count conform, then I want to do my gold medal. Let's see what we got here. I think I did it in Slack before. I'm just going to try to type like an emoji. So if I can find a gold medal. Yeah, here we go. So you can literally just copy and paste the emoji. There we go. See if that does it. And let's see if that, no, it doesn't like that. Let's try. I can't remember if I thought I actually had a picture of it.
Yeah, I think it was like literally the emoji. Let me go try to copy and send it.
No, yeah, there's another way to get emojis up. I forget how to do it. I do it all the time just by accident. This bar or something.
Emojipedia, that's where you went.
Okay.
I'm
Let's go back.
sending a Slack GM. I mean, not Slack.
There you go. So, gold medal. What I had. I thought I just had it. That's when I tried to copy out of Slack, but it copied the. Let's try it like this then. Let's see.
Yeah, try with that. I think Slack might be wrong.
Then, yeah. So there you
Woo!
go. So, and two, um, so that gets us another thing. Come on. And so that way we could put in here. Didn't like something. What did I miss on? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. So it should only show up in one spot. If I put the gold medal up here. This for me, I'll get rid of null. The nulls. Oops. Oh, I gotta change it to be nothing then. Edit. So else click.
Oh, you put a semicolon in else.
Oh, that'll do it. There we go. So I can get rid of that. So now we could have that little guy on there. Kind of a cool extra little bit, although it looks too small. To adjust that. Yeah. Maybe do a better emoji, but a little something you could do, a little trick. I get rid of my lines.
Sure. Chris, do you ever have issues publishing dashboards with emojis to the cloud?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Yeah, let's give it a go.
Let's publish it to the cloud. Why not? Oh, these things came on. So, see if I can log in. Sometimes sign in. The cloud. Let me. Okay. It's the old single sign-on. Server. Publish workbook. And put it into big stuff. Thanksgiving 2024. We're not gonna do that. We'll see. Let's see what happens. All the sheets, but oh well. No, it worked out fine. So no, I don't have a problem with that.
Woo!
So yeah, so kind of a cool little thing.
Yeah. I think it's a fun little something new or something a little different that you can do to make it stand out.
Yeah. All right. I mean, any other questions? We're kind of there's not a lot of people here, so you guys get some dedicated time. Give me
Yeah.
something.
Anything you guys can think of, we will do our best to answer.
I actually have a question. I was the one who asked about publishing emojis. I recently started using a Mac instead of a PC, and I'm having a problem trying to figure out the combination of keys to insert some of the ASCII characters. It doesn't work the same way as a PC, and I'm just wondering if you have more experience with that or what the correct combinations of keys are, or if there's a website that you use to just copy them.
So the copy the ASCII keys. Yeah. So um I think that I've used. I mean, I definitely use a website. I don't know which one is the right one, but I think they all like if you have these like these symbols. You mean?
Anything. I mean, just like circles. I know there's colored circles
Yeah.
and squares and different things, but sometimes the copy doesn't work. Sometimes I have problems publishing them, even though
Yeah.
it looks okay on the dashboard.
You're just wanting circles and stuff. What I have used a lot in the past is Tableau does. Oops, let me go back to this one. Tableau does ship with, and this is something I use a lot of times in the tooltips. So I don't like how the tooltips look. So I'll end up putting some like bullets in here and make them tied to something. So what I do is I go down to this font, which already has all those in it, and I believe I want to say it's the N. There's your circle. There's the N is the circle. And I think the F, no, whoops, no, my font now. So, but you have to go through these to see what this. So the N is definitely the circle. I think it's either the K, no, K is a star. F, no, it's one of these. There it is, a G. So the N and the G are a square and a circle. So those are the two that I use most often. So now I can color these or anything I want, right? So now you can do whatever. But those are something I use like a lot inside of like tooltips. But I just use this font versus trying to go and grab something else. You got two extra different ones here, and you should go like through the gamut, right? All these things do something different. So it's
Okay.
kind of whatever you need. Probably not a bad idea to list out what those are sometime. Or we might want to do that as a tip. If somebody needs
Yeah,
shapes,
we can include that in our recap little
figure
PDF
those out.
and include that little trick. Um,
Perfect.
Another question from Angie about our ingredients bar chart, Chris. Looking at the segmented bar chart, is it possible to add lines or borders around the segments to create more contrast, like between all those different butters and stuff?
But a border. And I like normally do the black, or I do the same as my like background. So in this one is a darker background, so I would do that to kind of make them show up. Is that what you wanted?
Yes. Got a
Yeah.
thumbs up there?
And then typically, if I do one chart like that, I would probably do them all, even though you technically don't need it here, but it's gonna look different. So I would probably go put it on all the charts, just so you can't even see it, but just in case, sometimes you can. Like this over here, you might see this one because it's kind of lighter in that one spot. So I would go ahead and do it to all of them, just in case. You still can't see it really. No, oh well. But I
I
would do
think
it anyway. Just be anal about it. Okay.
cool.
What else?
Let's think, what else could we do?
All kind of stuff.
So I
Um,
know we said something about, if you hovered over classic stuffing, it would pop up like a URL that you could click and go to a um recipe
yeah.
and
So
do it.
one of the things, let's just see if we can grab one. I mean, I'd like them to be, I'd like to chat GPT them and then make a template out of it and put them on our site.
Yeah.
It might be a bad thing for our whole recipe thing we do inside our whole
Yeah. We have
motherboard.
our own Slack channel where we share recipes.
Yeah. But if you know how to do that, so like if I was looking for um uh sweet potato ATO casserole recipe. So here's one that was yummy, apparently. So if I was to use this one, I mean, these are going to be full of ads and stuff. I wouldn't want these on our site. But if you did want this, we could always do a couple different ways. You could say, I could go into, we should go on, actually, go in there. Go into here and say, I want to do a dashboard action. Actually, you know what? Let me go, let me kind of back up. I need to, before I do this, I want to do it the right way. So, and here, I'll just kind of cheat at this for a second. Actually, you know what? I don't what do I do? This will be even easier. Let me go back. So this will be even easier to show you. So Google, I'll just do a Google one, so that way I can have one for all of them. Don't have to kind of worry about it. So one of the things we could do is we could say, all right, I want to do a dashboard action, and I want to be able to on this sheet, I want to do a go to URL action. I want the URL to be Google with a Q, and then I want to insert the name of the responses. So I think it's form responses one. This one. I think that's it. Yeah. So there's baking powder. So now, oops, let me do this. So then a recipe for, and we put the name back in. Form responses one. Okay. So now when I click on this, it's going to do nothing. It should have done something. Dashboard actions. What did I do wrong?
Oh, it's looking at ingredients instead of
okay. Yeah, I want it to just be on the survey says this one menu is correct. And is this the wrong field? Yes. I don't want that field. I want. Oh, side dish. There we go. Perfect. Actually, side dish isn't on this one, is it? There we go. Well, it didn't give me the number or the name. There we go. So that'd be a way to just to do that quickly. I'd rather them all look good though, right? That gives you a way to search for them. And it didn't come up because I didn't have the word side dishes on here. I think it's another side dish. I'll just put as detail. Now that'll actually work. So now I should have on the dashboard. Now I should say it. Dang it. I have to add it again. One too fast. Dashboard. Actions. I'm about to say the right thing. Search. It's got to be that.
Yeah, I think so.
Anyway, it should be able to pop up and tell you the name of it. There we go.
Yay.
Classic stuffing. You can have it do that. So that would get you to Google. Or if you wanted to, you could also put a web page thing on the screen. So I could say I want to add a web page object, say over here somewhere, and to be blank from the start. It doesn't look good right now because it's not clear, but that would load it inside your page if you wanted. So that way I go deviled eggs, and then that's going to now hop to that screen and give me my deviled eggs inside the screen. So that'd be one way to do it too.
That's really cool. Amber said, could you create a Gantt chart view if you wanted to make all of these dishes? Amber, do you mean like if you want, like what would be the best way to go about making them based on prep time and cook time, or just making them all?
The first, being able to compare the combination of prep time and cook time so that you could get it all done.
I'd
If
have to lay yeah. So I think that's an interesting thing. I wonder if we'd have to create some data set. So if you assumed you're doing them back to back, you know, may give you the time. Like we could tell you that put the prep time and meal time things on here. Like they're just dark. Yeah,
and I'm wondering if you would need to add, you probably would have to add rest time and also whether it was like a stove or an oven.
yeah. So if your oven's full, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I'd have to think about that a bit
I
to
know that could be our what we end up sending out on Thanksgiving once we've polished this up. So yeah, everybody here for Tableau Live gets to see the first version of the Thanksgiving dashboard. But when we publish it to Tableau Public and share it with everybody again, you'll see that we've added all the cool things that we could think of.
yeah. That'd be definitely cool. Figure out a way to, I guess you'd have to say, yeah, we definitely need to know how it's cooked. Is it on the stove? Is it is it in the oven? And then
Mhm.
assuming, then we'd have to know what the heat is. Might be able to do two at the same time.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know.
figuring out what
It's
everything is supposed to be
complicated.
cooked at. It's another thing that we could add to the data set.
Assuming you can't, how many people are you? I mean, we get really complicated here. How many people do you have in the kitchen prepping and cooking? That's one. So, oh yeah, we can make a whole thing here.
Make a thing so that could you?
Hey,
Yes, that is
another.
what I did. I found the prep time. So if we were to use the recipes that I got all of this information from, it did include prep time and then cook time. Um, and from how we have it right now, Chris, could you easily add those two together into their own total column?
Yeah. So let's just do that really quick. So, recalculated field, and we'll call this 3 total time. And you would just simply add the sum of your cook time, your plus sum of your prep time. May need to fix these by, I don't know if it'll matter. Actually, yeah, let's do that because I think I need it to be so I need to be fixed at side dish because I don't want to get multiples for all the different like surveys. So that would give me that one plus next. But not the sum for some reason. Oh, I'm using no wonder. I'm using the wrong thing. So it should be I'm using the wrong okay, I need to use cook time here. That goes in there. And then prep time, minutes. There we go. So that should give us the total time. So if you made so you made everything, it'd be 935 minutes. That's not good.
135 minutes.
Fifteen and a half hours.
Yes.
All right. Challenge accepted.
So if I had this total time over here, under that, but whatever. So total time is 9:35. And so now this should break down. If I want to cook the shoe peg casserole, that's a total of 55 minutes. So it's 15 prep and 40 cook. Want to make dinner rolls, take a while. You got to do the prep is 135 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then so if for us to keep adding to this and making it even crazier, if you did so like hovering over on dinner rolls prep time, if it could tell you, okay, 2 hour or 15 minutes is mixing your ingredients, and then 2 hours is letting it proof. So it could kind of give you a breakdown of what you're doing in there.
Sure. Yeah.
Make this whole thing a recipe dashboard.
Yeah. We could. So
But that's cool if you like, you could click stuffing, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese. Okay, it's going to take me that long to make all of those things if I weren't making them at the same time.
we'd have to have some way to know that it can. Like you probably can't prep them at the same time, but maybe you could cook them on together.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe those could all three go in the oven.
Oh yeah, it'd be cool for us to because obviously a lot of things would have the same, you know, cooking temperature for the oven. Like if we've got a section of things that needs to be cooked at 400 degrees, you got a section of things that need to be at 350.
Yeah.
So that would be an indicator that they could cook at the same you could cook them together.
Yeah. Yep, for sure.
Well, we're coming up with lots of things that we can do to keep making this better. We should by next Thanksgiving, it'll be
Oh,
a
yeah.
we'll be on the Today Show showing people how to plan their Thanksgiving cooking around all the time and stuff that it needs.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we've got about 11 more minutes of time that we can spend with y'all today. Any more questions or anything? Or Chris, do you have other things that you'd like to be sharing?
I want one more question. And this is something that we were asked to do for a client, and I was like, I don't know how to do this. To me a lot is we had this workbook. Actually, we just finished this one. It's out there on actually public, so I can show it to you. It's Tableau public. Tableau public. I got to search on one. So one of the things that we were asked for was that they wanted us to actually document all the calculations and everything that's actually used. Is that something you guys are ever asked to do? You guys ever asked thumbs up or down? You ever asked to document your calculations? No. Anyway, this was a pretty serious workbook that it doesn't look like that big a deal from the outside, but man, getting these numbers right and making all this stuff work. Here's kind of an example of a kind of a tool tip that's nice and neat, but making all these things happen. So if I can change county, I'll go to Boulder County. We move the map. If we change the need or whatever we're doing, so current wages or cognitive impairment, and I'll change to the housing wage, whatever you're using to calculate all these numbers. But anyway, what they asked us for was to kind of document all the stuff inside of it. So I built this. It's not done yet, but it's super close. And just wanted to see what you guys think on this. We call it a Viz actually Scribe. So the thought is that you would load your workbook in here. I'm gonna load the same one for Bell policy since it's public. So version 30 was our latest one. So load it in here, and then we tell you, okay, we've got 10 dashboards, 121 worksheets, 45 dimensions. Here's how they break down between fields and calculations, all the measures, and just all these so many like your parameters. And then we basically leap through and give you all the stuff. Like this one field is used on all these worksheets. It is massively used. So kind of give you all this stuff. And we make it kind of nice and neat so you can have it, printed out PDF, Word doc, or HTML. We've got it so you can do it in one column, so it'll just go in order. Or if you want to even have like a light version or a dark version, it does that as well. What do you guys think about that? Is this something you could see use in?
I
Thumbs
think
up,
we're cool.
thumbs down, thumbs up. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, we're trying to make some really we're like a lot of the products we've built are really for server admins, but we're trying to spend some time thinking about the creators and making their life easier. Like this one was great for me because we had some changes to do, and the client was like, "Oh, hey, can you change that one parameter that's like 50% to 55%?" And I'm like, "Which of the 74 is it?" She's, "I'm not really sure. I just know the number." So then I just searched this page for that number and you found it, right? So I can just search right here and say 0.5. I can tell you, oh, there it is. So now I need to change that one. So that just saved me a ton of time, and I can see where it's used. It's only using this one extra worksheet, but trying to track that back would have been rough, So anyway,
Chris, will you share the link to the Bell policy dashboard in the chat?
sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. In the chat.
Yeah, that is pretty slick.
Yep. There you go.
Oh, thank you, Amber. Awesome.
Oh, you both put them.
Yeah.
Great.
Great minds think alike.
And I don't know. First. Exactly. All right. Is there anything else you want to see before we kind of wrap things up? We only got 5 more minutes, but I can try to show something else cool.
Well, with the last few minutes, I also want, whoops. Sorry, my internet is being rude. So I'll go camera off for a second. Oh,
Remember, you haven't seen this. I ended up moving these things into the top, so that way, if you wanted your default to be a light theme, you just pass it through in the URL. So that way, have that up there. A little trick I did.
Wow. I like that.
Sorry, my internet is now failing me as soon as we're getting close to the end, but I'm going to send in a couple links in the chat. This first link is a Calendly link to schedule some time with Chris. If there's anything, any projects you've got coming up that you want some help on, anything that you want to get started working, anything that you saw cool today that you'd like to hear more about, please feel free to use that link and schedule some time to talk with Chris. And then I also have the link to sign up for December Tableau Live. We'll be back again on, now that I'm saying it, I don't remember the date, but it'll be the third Wednesday in December. I believe that's the 18th or something. And then last link for you guys is just a quick survey on how we did. We do this live every month, so it's not scripted, as you can tell, but we'd love to hear your feedback. We're always looking to improve and make things better. So I've got those 3 links in the chat for you guys. And I'll be sending out a PDF as well as a recording of today. A PDF will have just some easy, concise notes of what we talked about today. So thank you so much, everyone, for attending. And we hope to see you next time.